welcome Cancers. This is your June 29th to July 5th reading. And for you, what's going to be highlighted this week is both spirituality and love and relationships. So I do want to see what's going to be a focus for you, and we'll get you some messages of clarity and guidance as well. So let's see. Okay, we have two that came out there, so we'll take both of those. And we're going to start by seeing just what your focus is and how that is showing up for you. So you may have some things that you're deciding between. What else? You may have and be feeling a little either overwhelmed or just like bored with the current options that are in front of you. You could also feel like you're not advancing far or fast enough. You may also have a plan that you've established or some sort of idea of what you're wanting to see, some goals that you want to achieve, and you could just not be as happy about your progress that you're making towards that. You may also be in the process of like evaluating your plans and determining like how you want to refine them. You may also be in a period of rest while you are doing this. So that does make sense to just be taking a little bit of a breather. This is a holiday week for some of us. So you may also be feeling like, look, I just want to enjoy the holiday and relax and replenish myself and my soul and just have a good time and not think too hard here about just the many mysteries, the many wonderful things that we're working on here as a part of our life journey and path. So you may have decided like, yeah, I just need a little bit of a breather. I want to take a little bit of a rest. So we also have some plans. We talked about that previously, and we do see that showing up here again. So you may have a setback here or there, or again, as we stated, you may be refining those plans and figuring out like what's working for you, what's not working for you. So we do have your finances here showing up, as well as your spiritual growth and development. So you may have a lot going on in a couple different areas here, spiritual growth, relationships, as well as finances. So let's see challenges that may come up here for our Cancer this week. So we do have the King of Swords. So it's going to be so important for you to be honest about what's going on and to see things very clearly, as clear as you can, because there's always more information. There's always more options available to you than what you're currently seeing or thinking. So you going within, being deeply connected with who you are, your higher self, will allow your third eye to open up and allow you to see the many different options that are available and many different paths that you can go down. What else here? So there is a need for you to be honest and see things clearly here. You may also need to evaluate things from not just an emotional perspective, but from a logical perspective on how it makes sense. Like, can you feasibly do things? Is it logical, the path that you have, that you're going down? And don't think too hard on that. It's just about, does it make sense? Is it the right direction for you? It's more of like what this is saying. So I'll give it to you like a very easy example. Like if you do want to start a side business, or you want to have your own company, like, you know, there's like some steps involved with that. If you want to create an LLC or a corporation or what have you, you know that there's required steps as a part of that process. So that's what I'm saying in terms of like the plans that you do have, not that like, okay, I'm going to do step 1, I'm going to do step 2, and then everything's going to be successful, and, you know, I'm not going to have to do anything else. Like, that's not what I'm saying. Or even like just having that expectation of it turning out a certain way. Okay, so these would be like ideas that you have, goals that you want to accomplish, visualizations that you do have, that you may find that, okay, there's a couple things, if I think logically about this, that I know I need to do. So that should be part of your plan. Documenting that, jotting that down, knowing that, okay, you know, if you want to create an LLC, there is paperwork that you need to submit to your state. And I don't know how it's going to work different in each state, but that at least how it works here. There's paperwork that needs to be submitted. There's a fee. there may be a couple other things I forget, but again, requirements, and that's what we're talking about here. Not that you have to have like your full mapped future planned out in detail. Okay. What else? So we have the Ace of Treasure here. So I do also feel like there is a strong material wealth component here, financial component tied to things, and that may be impacting your decisions here, and it may have an impact on how you proceed and like what choices that you do make. So if we go back to that example of you wanting to create your own business, there may be some other things going on. You may not be financially able to do it, or you may have a lot of other responsibilities that are sort of in the way or a priority right now. So again, there's a couple different options out here that you're thinking about, and you're wondering like, how can all this fit together? How is it going to work? And although again, you do need to think of things logically, and in some cases you need to understand the order of things. Like, of course, if you want to start a business, if you want to work within the system to set up your things from a legal perspective, and there's steps involved with that. So it's just calling in that crown chakra energy, as well as running things through your heart space. So it's not about just like, what you feel you want to do. There's also some sort of plan involved here, or a couple steps that you can take towards your goals here. So we also have the Four of Pentacles, and in some cases, some of you may be holding on very tightly to. For some of you, this is about taking a risk and allowing yourself to go in the direction of your desires. So again, if we're speaking in terms of you wanting to create a business, you may have to have an investment. You may have to, put some initial funds out there into the account. You may have to invest in some products, or just whatever it is you have. You may have to invest in training and certifications and licenses. So, again, it's kind of getting into that more practical part of things, where it's like, yeah, you can't operate without a license in this state. So it's wonderful, that you want to get into that line of work. But, there are, like I said, maybe there's a couple requirements that need to be met here in order for you to do that. So you're really being guided not to get stuck on that, and not allow yourself to move forward, because there's a couple logical steps that need to be taken here. So it's about balancing both your dreams, your goals, your visions, with taking inspired action and having a draft of a plan, or having a couple things that couple tasks that need to be accomplished that are critical to the success of your dreams, and thinking about those things from a logical perspective, and how you can execute on those items so that you can accomplish those milestones along the way, along your journey, so that you can see the success happening. You can see yourself making progress, and you can appreciate the work that you're doing at this time, because we're looking at challenges here, and that is coming up as a challenge here. So if you feel like you're not as open, and you're not open to taking risks, and you're not open to putting in the inspired effort, then it may be that this may not be the right time for you, or it may not be an idea that inspires you. Okay, so you may want to think that through as well. And we had already talked about running things through your crown chakra from a logical perspective, as well as the heart space, which you have no problem with doing that. But, again, it's about balancing the two and looking at things from a subjective viewpoint as well as an objective viewpoint. So there may also be like some underlying fears that need to be let go of here. You may also feel like you're putting in a lot of effort and you're not getting the results as fast, or the results that you were expecting and wanting to see here. So there's also opportunity here for you to let go of your expectations on the outcome and really stay in the present moment, where you are creating and you are experiencing your true essence, your true authentic self, the God you. the source you, whatever word you use for your creator. You staying in the present moment is you feeling that energy, is you being that energy. And that is your authentic self. That is who you authentically are. So the more you're able to stay in the present moment, the more you're going to find that you're able to connect more deeply within, and you're going to identify, I'm just hearing creation here, so let me explain that out. You're going to identify ways that you can be creative to solve any issues that come up, any challenges, any blocks, and also allow yourself to let go of any energy that is not helpful to your progress. So let's look at underlying fears here. So we have the Knight of Spears. Okay, so the Knight of Swords here. All right, so you may not be feeling as confident here. So for some of you, these are like new ideas. It's a new business venture. For others of you, it is something that you've been working on for a while here. But there may have been some things that have happened, or things just not happening fast enough. And that is impacting your confidence and making you question, like, is this worth it? Is this really what I want to do? Is this really what I'm supposed to be doing here, as far as what you designed for yourself to do here? Okay, so only you will know what you're here to do. But there may be a little bit of contrast around that, and around if you feel like you're fulfilling your life purpose, and the things that you're doing and the things that you're striving towards and the things that you're planning are a part of that. Okay, so what else? What else? So we have the Queen of Cups here. Okay, so you may find yourself feeling a little reserved, or feeling a little like pulling back a little bit, like, whoa, wait a minute, you know, this, I don't know if I want to go in this direction. I don't know if I want to put that much of an investment in. I don't know if I'm willing to share so much of myself. I don't know if I'm willing to do the marketing. I don't know if I'm willing to put in the inspired action or effort. And I know I'm really kind of keeping this focus more on health and not health, but wealth and your financial status. But you can really apply this to any aspect, any component. And we saw through the astrological perspective that it's really going to be about your spiritual development and growth, as well as relationships. So I do want to kind of tie it back to that here, because I do tend to get off track and go in all different directions, but I just allow the messages to come through, and wherever it takes me, it takes me. So I am going to try to, you know, keep it aligned here on what we're talking about here. So just going back to the relationship piece here, you may be finding that you really just want to be in a space where you are feeling fulfilled emotionally, and you have the support and the security that you're desiring. Okay, but I'm seeing like a really strong want and need for emotional fulfillment here. So let's look at your beliefs here. So we have the Four of Wands. Okay, all right, so you're definitely wanting to step through a new portal, a new chapter of that fulfillment. And to me, this is not just about love, it's about a financial component aspect here as well that keeps coming up to light here. So I definitely feel like the finances are strongly connected to this in some way, which obviously that's not uncommon here if you are in a relationship or you're in a marriage, a partnership. But yeah, you definitely are desiring to step into like a new chapter. What else? And that is one that you have expectations on that being successful. And that absolutely can be the case. It can be all that you desire it to be and more. And we're going to get some more messages about that here. So we have the Seven of Wands. This is putting in that work, putting in that inspired action. And that is what you're open to do, and that is what you're willing to do. And that is maybe even what you're desiring and wanting from your partner or from the other parties that are involved here. Okay, so you trust and you believe that that can happen. Now, whether they're doing it, we're going to get into your external environment here, but that is sort of what you're expecting and what you're wanting, at least as far as we can see right now. So let's see, your approach here is the Page of Cups. Yeah, you're approaching it as just a creation. You're like very open to anything that comes your way here. Of course, you're wanting fun, you're wanting enjoyment, you're wanting fulfillment, you're wanting love, you're wanting romance, you're wanting great communication. This may also be, if you are open to love, this could be you expressing that out into the external environment here. So we're looking at just the approach that you're taking with the world and how you're being perceived here. And I feel like for some of you, you're definitely open to it. You're open to dating. You're open to connecting with others. There may be this let's not call it a requirement. Let's say standards. So you may be like no nonsense about like, hey, I'm only going to open myself up to someone that is bringing the same type of energy, that's going to be able to reciprocate that energy, and that's on the frequency that I'm on and above. So you may have some just standards set as far as that is concerned, but generally speaking, it does appear that you are open to love. You're open to connecting and just seeing what comes to you. So that is beautiful. If that is you, if that is not you, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. What else? What else? And it could be that you are just presenting yourself as open. Your third eye is open. You're open to connecting. It doesn't have to be in a romantic way with others. So this could be soul family that you're looking to connect with, tribe that you're looking to connect with. So yeah, I just see you being open to those connections. We also have new opportunities as well. So love, opportunities from the financial perspective. So I'm seeing it could be a couple different things. So new job offers, opportunities to partner or collaborate with someone, ideas that you can explore. And we talked about the example of like you having your own company or doing something from an entrepreneurial perspective. So there's maybe opportunity for you to expand on your gifts and talents and offer them as a service or a product in some way. So this is definitely new beginnings, new opportunities on things that you feel passionate about. So that is what's available to you in the external world, and that's also how you're showing up, as just being open and inviting. So that is wonderful. So let's look at your external environment here. So, okay, so we do have a lot of truth and clarity coming out there. So you may be met with some resistance here. And there may be some things that you're learning here as a part of the process for the things that you're pursuing. There may also be a soul family out here that is open to connecting with you, but know that they're going to be honest with you, and they're not going to like sugarcoat things, and they're not going to tell you what you want to hear. So whether this is you're connecting with someone about love and relationships, or about your finances and career, or about just coaching and mentoring, your spiritual growth and development, like, yeah, this individual, any soul family that you're connecting with, like, yeah, they're going to have your best interest in mind. And that involves telling you the truth. Okay? They're going to help you see things clearly. They're going to help you to shine a light on the areas that are dark and that will come up and bubble up to the surface, and allow you to see where you've been holding yourself back. And new beginnings are afoot. So this is so wonderful, because we're seeing here over and over again that there's opportunity everywhere. And you are opening yourself up to that. Okay, so let's look at some guidance here. So we have the Queen of Wands, you sticking to what you feel passionate about and refining your plans, redesigning your life so that it is one where you do feel passionate, where you do feel like, when you wake up that you're ecstatic, you're excited to be alive, you're excited for the day that's coming towards you, you're open and you're trusting in things that come your way, that either, you're going to have an awesome, amazing experience, or you're going to have an experience that is amazing and you're learning from it and you're growing from it. And you're not going to view it as something that is negative. You're not going to define it that way. You're going to define it as a lesson, as something that was necessary for you to experience, to show you how you're vibrating so that you can adjust. Okay. What else? So we have Judgment. Yes, everything working out in your favor, everything solved and resolved, and everything happening for your highest good. Okay? So this is where we're at. This is what's happening. This is the direction we're going down. So anything that's falling away, anything that doesn't align with this, that just is like fighting and resisting, that is a sign to you. That is an indication to you that you may need to evaluate where you're at and the situation and identify the lessons. What are you supposed to be learning from this? And take that information, take those messages, and move on. Okay, what else? Let's see. Let's get some oracles here. So we have beauty. So you just seeing the beauty and the everyday things in your life. Like I said, we're getting into that place where you're appreciating just existing, and you're recognizing the trees, the earth, the animals. Everything is here to support you and to show you how beautiful the world is and how beautiful this opportunity is for you to have this life experience, to have this particular life and timeline that you decided for yourself. So you're really recognizing and seeing the beauty in that, and seeing ways where you can shift your frequency and shift your vibration to be more aligned with who you are. So what else do we have going on here? So we have the base chakra, so root chakra. This is also giving earth star chakra as well. So if you're not familiar with those chakras, you may want to just Google them. If you go to my second channel, I do have shorts out there for the different chakras. But yeah, just you may want to connect with or do a meditation on balancing out all of your chakras, but in particular your root chakra or earth star chakra. And some simple things you can do is just to go out and walk in the grass. That helps you ground yourself. And like I said, do that meditation on grounding and connecting with Mother Earth. So we also have you reaching out to soul family. We talked about soul family here as well. So any individuals that you know has your best interest in mind and you trust that. And it's not about you just telling all of your business, okay? This is about you sharing what you feel comfortable with sharing and getting some ideas, or just allowing others to support you and listen to you and be that support system to you that you're always being to others. Okay, so what else do we have? So we have protection, guardians of the land. Okay, so you, as you connect with Mother Earth, she is sending those protective, that security, that support, that love, unconditional love back to you. Okay, so that reciprocation of energy. So we see that reciprocation happening right here, what you're being guided to do. So do that. Maybe start there as a place for you to remember who you are and to remember your power and to remember how amazing you are. So you will accept nothing less in your relationships, in your finances, in anything that you do. Okay, Cancers. So those are the messages I have for you this week. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful week.